Hey everybody, I think we're live. Let me know if you're on. Give me a hashtag live or a hashtag replay if you're on. I'm just going to check my phone just to see what's going on. But I hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday. I'm so excited for today's episode of Wellness for Wealth TV with Susan Hales. I'm just absolutely just buzzing about what we're going to talk about. I had the privilege of chatting with her last week, and she's just the most wonderful person, the most wonderful coach. And I just can't wait to introduce you guys to her as we talk about how to unleash the abundance within. So if you guys have questions or anything as we're going through this, let us know and we'll go there. Just ask it away. So I see that we're live. So thanks for bearing with me because this is all new technology as we enter the world of Zoom. But welcome, Susan. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Natalia. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you and can see you. So hopefully just let us know if you are here, team. And we're going to get started because I know that it's well on in the day. It's Tuesday, and I know that your time is super precious. So we're going to get into unleashing the abundance within. And wherever you're at right now, if you're feeling guilty, we talked about guilt last week. If you're feeling like, you're coming from a place of scarcity, or you're worried about money, you're worried about the future, just pause for a minute. We did a nice breathing, we did a nice breath, and we reset. And I'm going to pass it on to Susan, and she's going to introduce us to her and her story, and then we'll get right into it. So Susan.
Wow. Hi. Hi, everybody from beautiful Mauritius. It's 8:30 at night. I've had a busy day. I've gotten my kids to bed, and now I'm with all of you. I'm here, and I've got a beautiful message to share. So I am a life coach, transformational life coach. And normally this is actually quite new for me because my clientele are usually one-on-one. So to come and speak to a group is really cool for me. I'm excited to be here. So we are here to talk about how to unleash the abundance within, and how exciting is that? Now, I've been doing a ton of work on this myself. So this is a perfect thing to talk about. So I am here to tell you that you already have, listen up, this is really interesting. You already have everything you need to create phenomenal abundance in your life. Who knew that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that a little while ago, but I do now. So the universe is just waiting to deliver to you whatever you want. It's all out there, whether it's money, in relationships, in your family, in your travel, in your time, in your freedom, in your business, anything you want, it's all there, ready for you to tap into your power and say, hey, I'll have some of that. I want some of that. I want some of that. And it will just come. It will just come. And I'm speaking from experience. So I struggled a heck of a lot in my career, a heck of a lot in my life, a heck of a lot in my relationships, a heck of a lot in my finances. Yes, they moved. Yes, they did go places, but it was hard work, and it was not as much as I wanted. It wasn't as effortless and as free and as abundant as it should have been, as the universe wants it to be. It's just waiting there saying, come on, Susan, get in the right place and we'll send it all your way. So I want to just talk about, I've kind of got 3 points to hit on, and I think we've got about 30 minutes, right? Yeah. So we've got about 30 minutes. And the first point I want to talk about is that I am, Natalia is phenomenally powerful machines. And we actually spoke about this the last time we talked, Natalia, and we said that when your coach is like us and you're in your sort of zone of genius where you know this stuff, you take it completely for granted and you forget that other people perhaps don't know about this. And so it's always good just to go back, all the way back to the basic foundations, as if, take it for granted that people don't know how we work as human beings. And just to remind ourselves, so many of us we just spoke about this, in the line of evolution, we somehow forgot how we work. We think that the universe, that the environment, that the world is happening to us. And so many of us either don't know, or forgotten, or not aware that actually it's completely the other way around. Life is not happening to us. We are so powerful. Our minds are so powerful. We are manifesting and creating in every single moment, everything that we have in our life or don't have in our life. We've created it. So that's really the first step to remember, that you are creating with your mind, your subconscious thought, your feeling, how you're showing up in the world, what you're doing in the world, the decisions you're making, what you're thinking. Your brain is phenomenally powerful and it hears everything as though it were true. And it says, all right, okay, if that's what you want or if that's what you don't want, there we go, delivered. So we got to get super conscious, super consciously aware of how we are working. And once you're really aware of it, then you can start to drive the car, right? This was a funny analogy we said last week. We said we get so annoyed when we're sitting in our car and the wall hits us and we say, damn, why is that wall hitting me? Why is life hitting me? Why is life causing me problems or not taking me where I want to go? And it doesn't work that way. We're driving. We are the vehicle. We are the car. We are the fuel. We are the navigation system. And it's an inside out experience. The world is purely just reflecting back to us everything that's inside, everything that's in there. So if we really want to get what we want, right? So whoever's listening to this, whoever is there, I'm sure you can ask yourself this question: what is it that I want? What is it I'm looking for? Do I want more money? Do I want my business to up level? Do I want to feel less guilt so that I can get on with my work? Do I want my relationship to be better so that I can focus my energy somewhere else? Like what do you want? What is it you're looking for? Because once you get really clear on what it is you want in your life, then you can start tuning in the navigation system, what it is you want, right? So that's the first step. So now we know the basics. Is that making sense to you? Like, is that quite clear? There's no exceptions. There's nobody out there that these principles don't operate for. There's nobody out there that is an exception to these principles. It's a one-way system.
I love.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna check to see if there were any questions or comments that came through. But I don't see any of yet. But I am enjoying every minute of this. So
is it?
Please keep going.
Well, if you have any questions, then I'm sure somebody else might be thinking the same thing, but they might be a little shy. They might be a little shy to ask. So if we're all, I know we've got a sort of short time slot here.
Yeah.
So I think I've explained a little bit without any question as to how the world and the system and the human being kind of works. Okay.
Beautifully. Mm-hmm.
Lovely. So that'll move us on to our second point, which I absolutely love. I love this bit. Why are we not awesomer? Don't you love that question?
I love it.
I mean, we are literally born to be phenomenally awesome. We're literally born to be curious and creative and get what we want and be abundant and learn everything we need to learn and go out and use everything that's out there for us to get there. We're literally like, we're like an acorn that's pre-programmed to just turn into the oak tree, right? That's the power of the universe behind us. We're literally 99% energy made of the same thing throughout the universe, right? So we're born a little acorn with a pre-program to turn into this phenomenal oak tree. So why is it that a few of us, possibly the majority of us, are kind of hitting the glass ceiling or getting stuck as a baby tree? We're not quite just growing and blossoming and producing and having all we like. My darling, you're supposed to be in bed. Go and jump in mummy's bed. The threats obviously didn't work.
Hi.
My darling. Can you please just sit over there then? Quietly, my good girl. So why are we not awesomer? Why is it, if we're born with that as our birthright to grow and turn into this amazing, powerful thing that just gets everything at once, what went wrong? What happened? What's going on? So if we're here and we want to get here, so this is where we're at, this is where we want to be. So this is abundant and growing and everything we want in life. What we've got is this gap, okay? And what's in this gap? It's okay, take it. It's all right, my darling. What is in this gap is literally a whole bunch of ick. It's a bunch of ick. And the ick consists of our conditioning, our impressions, our beliefs, everything that we started taking on board from around, even as young as 1 year old, we started getting these ideas and beliefs about our world. And they usually come from our parents, from our siblings, from our teachers, from the more powerful people around us. And our small little brains go, well, that must be true because they're more powerful than me. They're more all-knowing, right? So it must be true. And it literally just absorbs it as though it were true. And we start running on these programs, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, if I can think of a good example of some programs that I was running on. So I came from a working class family, and my dad used to say to me all the time, he used to say, you start at the bottom, you earn your money, and you never buy anything that you can't afford. And he would come home every day after working his fingers to the bone, and he'd come and he'd go, oh, I'm exhausted. I've had such a hard day. I've worked so hard. I'm absolutely exhausted. So my little brain took that very cleverly and imprinted in my mind a program that said, life's really hard. Life's really hard, and you have to work really hard for everything you get, and you only get this much. So it created a little scale. You work this much, 10 squeezes for one juice, right? And I've been running on that program my whole life. And what did my life look like in the physical world? I worked really hard for one squeeze of juice, right? So everything that was in me was showing up in the physical world. And that's how it was. So that's one example. Now I've done a lot of work on this, and I could write a book like this on the stuff that I've pulled out of me, where I've gone, holy crap, I didn't even know that was in there. That is amazing. No wonder my relationship is this way. No wonder my bank balance is this way. No wonder the abundance isn't coming to me, because I have all of these limiting beliefs, all of these blocks. So that's what is stopping us from being awesomer.
It's so true. I mean, limiting beliefs, it does take so much to, you know, it takes so much courage and bravery and vulnerability to really go to that level deep within and try to uncover and challenge those beliefs.
Yeah, but I've got such a cool way to do it. Do we have any questions before I go into?
Let me see. I don't see any, but I'm going to say hi to Sakshi and hi to Iris.
Hi, Sakshine. Hi, Iris.
And if anyone does have any questions on the replay, feel free to post them. And then, you know, if it's something
Absolutely,
we'll come back and address them. But yeah, I'm so excited for this part.
Okay, so we've covered, how does the machine work? How does the universe work? It's a transaction, and it's constant. It's constant. There's no exception to the rule. And we've covered, well, why, if we're pre-programmed, predestined to go from acorn to oak tree and just have abundance, what's stopping us, right? So we've understood that now. So I'm sure everyone's sitting on the edge of their seat going, well, can you just tell us how to get from here to here and close that gap so that we can just start receiving everything that we're supposed to receive already? I remember being in this place myself. Why is it not coming? I'm working so hard. I'm doing all the things. I'm showing up, you know, I'm doing all the things. Why is it so hard? Why am I exhausted? Why is everything not just coming to me? I deserve this. Okay. And then I discovered how to actually clear out the ick, tap into what is your birthright, what the universe literally wants to give you. So how do you tap into your power and begin creating abundance in your life? The most exciting question ever. First of all, you have to decide. You have to just decide, I want this. I want this. And I want it to be effortless. I want it to be easy. I want everything that I want to come to me effortlessly, in abundance. That's the very first thing. And once you make that decision, you can even go more powerful and write it down, like write a letter to yourself. Because again, you're manifesting constantly with your subconscious and your feeling. So as soon as you write that down and feel into it, then you've really taken the first step to getting there. And now this is where it's so exciting, because it's not really work. You can make this happen just by living, The universe is literally there, reflecting back at you everything you need to see, everything you need to know what it is that's holding you back and limiting you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you know what the reflections are by your triggers. Do you ever get triggered? Do you ever get triggered? I know you don't have children, but my children used to trigger the bedoink out of me, right? My children, my husband used to trigger the bedoink out of me. Somebody who drove past in a fancy car, right? It was ridiculous, like a ridiculous car, would trigger the bedoink out of me. Someone in the grocery store would trigger me, would trigger me, would trigger me, would trigger me, right? All these triggers. And you know what it feels like? It sets off an emotional and an energetic reaction. You feel in your stomach. Your head starts to like this, right? A trigger. You can get upset, you can get angry, you can get frustrated. And sometimes, you know, if you're in the grocery store, you don't start shouting, but you feel it on the inside, right? You start this dialogue. So that is what you need to start looking out for. That is the very thing that the universe is showing you, it's gifting you, so that you can go in and start removing this ick, these conditionings, these beliefs, these programmings, okay? Because you don't feel it unless it's already in there, okay? Now, here's the thing. When we're really, really small, we're taught to ignore the things. We're taught to ignore the triggers, right? Whoever's listening to this knows what I'm talking about, especially if they have children. So when your child is triggered, if they're reacting or if they're having a tantrum or whatever they're having, your immediate thing is, especially in the older generation, especially in our generation. So us mothers now, we're kind of learning new age parenting where it's like, let your child be sensitive, let your child cry. This is new. This is only this generation. So when I was a little kid, it was be quiet, stop being rude, go to your room. Why are you crying? What's wrong with you? So you were shamed and guilted and punished for feeling what you want to feel. So we're really trained and conditioned from a young age to suck it up, don't feel it, just ignore it, and this might resonate with you too. There's so much out there that says have emotional control, right? You're at the top of your game if you have mastered emotional control. Now, what does that mean? we're like these amazing human beings, and everything that we have going on in us is there for a reason. It serves a purpose. So when we're told to master your emotions, have emotional control, I don't know if I'm the only one that translated that into feel your good emotions, but box the bad emotions, right? So the bad emotions, the fear, the frustration, the anger, the judgment, the sadness, all of the bad ones. If you can control those, you are the boss, right? Now I'm going to blow that completely out the water. Those are your absolute gifts. Those are your gifts. Because when you get triggered with anger, sadness, frustration, judgment, whatever it is, that's like, bingo, there it is. That's the thing in you. That's the thing in you where you've been shamed or guilted or blocked or limited or whatever it is that's holding you back from being your true, ultimate, powerful, amazing, phenomenal self that just gets whatever they want. Whatever they want. They ask freely for it. No shame, no guilt, no nothing. I deserve it. I am worthy. I want it because it's fine to have lots of money. You know, you don't need to be humble. You don't need to, it's not rude. to want nice things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, there is a difference between wanting nice things because you're chasing your power in that, and wanting nice things from a place where you have locked into the power within. You're fine with nothing. Like if my house, my husband, my children, my car, my horse, my everything disappeared tomorrow, I would be fine. I would be totally fine. So it's from that place that you're now wanting nice things. You know, I want some nice things. It's fine. It's good. It's allowed.
Yeah.
So there's this phenomenal technique. And how are we doing for time?
We're okay.
We good.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So we want to start unlocking this stuff, unleashing this stuff, removing this stuff, cleaning this stuff off so that we get back down to this shiny, shiny, multifaceted diamond underneath. It just shines everywhere and brings everything to it. And I don't know if some people are familiar with this mind-blowing technique. Now, I'm not one for techniques. I never learned any of my coaching from a book or from a teacher or from a master. We spoke a little bit, Natalia, last time, and I explained a little bit about my story where I had been through the washer, the dryer, the mangle, up the tree, down the hill, collecting my wisdom and in the most delicious ways that were killer cure, really killer cure. Like I was really at the bottom of the barrel. I've been through everything. And so I came to this realization from the inside out, and I embody it. So I'm not just passing it on. I lived it. 2 decades worth. I went through it. I recovered from phenomenal ill health, mental, emotional, physical, through such a powerful insight that I came to myself of all of this stuff. So it makes it even more powerful. And I then was introduced to this technique, and it's the only thing that, I mean, I was here and it took me, you can't see off screen, it took me here. It just up-leveled me vibrationally. Again, we're 99% energy. It just like changed my whole world. It really did. So I want to share this with you and whoever is listening, because it's so powerful. It's called EFT. Some people might have heard of it. Some people might not have. So we have in our body all these amazing systems. Some we see. If we were to dissect, you can pull out your vein system, you can pull out your lymphatic system, but there's also stuff going on in our bodies that you cannot anatomically take out and see with your eyes, but we know it's there because our technology is so advanced now that they can scan your body and they can see these things on scans. And it's your meridians, it's your you have an energetic flow, an energy system, and it's going round and round. And whenever we're blocked, we have these meridian points in our body that they can show you. You can go and Google this. There's a lot of medical research that's gone into this. It's scientifically proven. And literally what you do is you very quickly, this is 101, but we've got a real treat afterwards that we're going to tell you about. So there's points on your head, on your eyebrow, here, 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 here on your collarbone, and then just under here. So these are your meridian points. And whenever you have something happen to you in your life, it sets off an energy chain, a chemical nucleopeptide reaction. And if it's not been allowed to complete, it gets stuck in these energy chains, these meridian points, okay? This is a real quick version. So whenever you get triggered, whenever the universe shows you this beautiful gift of what you need to clean out so that you can just receive whatever you want to receive, you start tapping. So a good one is, if I had an example, somebody shows up in a nice fancy car, some young woman, right? Some young woman is in this fancy car, and it triggers me, and I think, she didn't buy that. She didn't buy that. Her dad bought her that. Her husband, a man, bought her that, right? So it triggered me. So start tapping. She didn't buy that. She didn't buy that. Her husband bought her that. There's no way a young woman can be successful enough that she can earn enough money of her own that she can afford that car. She didn't buy that. She didn't buy that. And it will so quickly take you all the way down to a core belief that as a young woman, you are not capable of earning enough money, of having enough abundance for yourself that you can buy that car.
I love that.
Take it. Once you see it, it loses its grip on you. You go, oh my God. And you literally, it comes out of you energetically. And no wonder I never did quite manifest enough abundance to buy that fancy car, if that's my belief system. If subconsciously and energetically, that's what I truly believe, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good example, because I'm sure it can relate to a lot of people that are listening or will listen. And I think Sakshi was saying, if egg is broken by outside force, life ends. If broken by inside force, life begins.
Yes. Oh, I know that. Oh,
yeah.
I know that so well. Oh, I know that so well.
Yeah. And then, so, I mean, it's just phenomenal what you are, these techniques that you're showing us and just speaking to, because I think we all, like, I actually never thought of looking at triggers like that. And the tapping, I certainly have friends who do that, but I've never actually it's never been explained like that to me.
No, this is completely different, Natalia. So I'm a master EFT practitioner, okay? When I started doing this, I'm like, I'd better go get the certificate so that, you know, at least I got a bit of credibility. Don't worry. No, don't worry. That was an accident, my doll. See, no trigger. Why? Because I'm cleaned my crap out. But if it did trigger me, that would have been why are you always breaking things? Why are you?
Yeah.
And trust me, a few years ago, that would have triggered me. Why are you always breaking things? Why are you so stupid? You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough, right? And it takes you all the way down, and out it comes. And it's about reconnecting, closing the gap, stepping back into your power that you already were born with, that is your birthright, that's already in there, that was always in there. It's just underneath this. And once you unleash it and step into it, my gosh, you show up in this world like boom. And it meets you halfway. It really, really does. I mean, I've got so many cool examples that I could. Can I, do we have time? Can I just give you a couple of really cool examples?
Why not? I think like I'm at the edge of my seat here. So if anyone is, you know, we've got Derek, we've got Laura that's joined us as well. So, you know,
hi Derek, hi Laura. We are having so much fun here. Okay, so let me give you a couple of really cool examples. So we'll put a pin in that for 1 second. So as a master EFT practitioner, I did the course, I did the certification, I did all of that. And this is nothing that you will ever learn from a traditional EFT practitioner, or that you can learn as an EFT practitioner. they teach you like spiders. I used to be scared of spiders. I used to be scared of spiders. I used to be scared of spiders. And now I love myself unconditionally. Like that's how they teach you EFT with scripts. And you have to go through a scripted thing, right? That's really dancing on the surface. This stuff, if you really take a moment to feel into it and get into it, is transformational. It's soul level. This is not a subconscious level. This is cleaning out your soul. It truly is. And so let me give you a couple of examples. My husband, now I not only tap for myself, I can tap. Bella, you must be quiet, doll. Okay. I can tap into for example, my husband's energy system. So he had been 3 years in the toxic masculine, which is the doing, the working, the grinding, trying to get this promotion. And it wasn't coming, and it wasn't coming, and it wasn't coming, and it wasn't coming. And he was doing all the things, and he should have had it 3 years ago. And I was triggered one day, whatever triggered me, I don't remember. And I said, right, I'm going to use this. I'm going to lean into it. I am going to love it because I'm so excited, knowing that something will come to me, phenomenal will come to me once I get this out. And I went all the way in, and it was such a strange trigger. It was nothing to do with where it took me once I really leaned into the true emotion that was already in there. And it starts to unfold as a story. And I followed it down, and it literally jumped from me, my story, into my husband's story, because I know his psychology so well, right? I know his story. And it jumped into some emotional block to do with the fact that his needs don't matter. So he was sent to boarding school at 6, and he was emotionally traumatized, and he had to switch off his needs. His needs don't matter. What he wants doesn't come. So I tapped the crap out of that. Like, I was crying and snotting, and it was a real snot fest. And I literally felt the whole thing come out. And I kid you not, 2 days later, he called me. He works on oil rigs. He called me and he said, I got the promotion.
Wow, that's incredible.
I got the email. I got the promotion. It just showed up. I have a friend who's in a bit of an ugly divorce, and she's been fighting with her husband over this house, this beautiful house that she raised her children in, and she wants it so badly. It's an emotional thing for her. And I could see her in the masculine, hustling and grinding and doing all the things and doing all the things, and it wasn't happening and wasn't happening. And I said, let me just introduce this to you. Just play with it, just humor me. And I got her into it, and I got her tapping, and I got her going into this emotional ick that was still stuck. She's been doing it for 2 weeks, and she messaged me yesterday, and now she's been fighting for about 8 months with her husband. It just wasn't happening. She messaged me yesterday and she says, I got the house.
Wow,
Okay, yeah.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
That's literally how it works. So everything will just start coming to you once you take out the emotional, energetic blocks. It's so cool. So I think we kind of got that. How are we doing for time? I get so carried away with this stuff.
You know what?
I could go on for 2 hours.
It's all good because we had Natalie join, we had Sarah join, and I think whoever caught the end of it, go back to the beginning after the replay. But yeah, I mean, I know we talked about, giving everyone a bit of a special surprise, but I don't want to cut you off if you wanted to talk a little bit more, because this is just very interesting. It's very relatable. And I think it's something that we all really need at at some level.
It really is, and it's so broad spectrum because it literally transformed in a very short space of time my marriage. So I've been married for 18 years. I know I don't look old enough.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I've been married for 18 years, and the marriage has been like boom, 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 boom. And it literally transformed my relationship. It transformed the relationship with my son. It was ugly, it was toxic, it wasn't good, it wasn't nice, it wasn't easy. And now I cleaned all my stuff out. He was just literally triggering the crap out of me and mirroring to me everything that I needed to clean out. And when I did, we just doof like this so easily, so beautifully, and it will never go back. That's a beautiful thing. It can never go back. And I also wanted to say, once I started showing up in this nice, clean, in my power, aligned way, I then started following, because you get really connected to your intuition.
Yes.
Right? So you come out of the hustle. What should I be doing? Let me see what everybody else is doing and try and do what they're doing because it's working for them. So it must work. You come out of that and you start really feeling into what feels good for you. And you start following it. So when I started doing this, I opened my mind. I wasn't like, right, I'm a coach or I'm a dentist, which I am. I'm a dentist. In a past career, I got so open because I took my limitations out and I started just letting life flow and feeling into it. And I can say that I've made a ton of money doing acting and modeling with no experience. I was just cleaned the ick out, was able to show up, and vibrationally was at the level to see the bus that went past and to step onto it and go with it. And so I've made a ton of cash that way. And then online, because we're no longer able to show up outside the houses, we're on lockdown. Online, you start to feel things show up, you feel into it, and you're not blocked. There's nothing blocking you from going there. And I had 2 sort of online money making hustly things, and I could feel one of them didn't resonate. It wasn't energetically resonating. I don't make money from that one. Many people are. That's why I jumped in, because I'm like, oh, well, everyone else is making money. Why am I not making money? Why am I not making money? Because I'm not energetically aligned. There's another one that I'm beautifully energetically drawn to and aligned with. As I clean out the crap, I'm just drawn in that direction, and I am making money like boom, 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 like that. It's just coming to me, coming. So it's really powerful stuff, and it's so easy, like it's so effortless, just comes. So I think on that note, in our tiny space of time, I think we just managed to dump the mother load on everybody there. This is quite a deep, a deep, multifaceted thing to try and deliver in such a short space of time. I've done my best.
You did a brilliant job, I think.
Oh, good.
You know, like I said, I was hanging off every word you were saying, and it really resonated with me, and a lot because of the conversations that I've been having with my clients as well. And just, you do have all that power within you, and it is just about asking the right questions. But you've kind of put this whole other layer about, it is about tapping into those triggers, which I think is a beautiful message. And I just love that.
And sometimes in personal development, we don't know where to start, or we're trying to copy what other people are doing. But with this, you're literally using life. You're in life, in motion. The universe, like your environment, like your outside world, your physical world is literally showing you at the right moment. And it won't show you anything that you're not ready to look at. That's how it works. If you're not ready to look at it, then you don't see it. You just don't see it. It'll just pass you. But if you're ready, you'll feel it and you'll see it and you'll be like, okay, let's do this. So I think on that note, I can throw out there the nice surprise, the nice gift that I wanted to give your people.
Which is awesome. Yes.
Right. So I have this phenomenal coach in America. She's called Sarah Longoria. She just got a write-up in Forbes magazine. As
Sarah. Yeah, she's great. Yeah.
She's amazing. So she's listed as one of the top people who in this whole pandemic is still having abundance and growing and creating something amazing. She's in that paradigm. So there's a huge paradigm shift that's going on, a big divide. And coronavirus is really highlighting that divide. So we have the people on this side who are freaking out and with the scarcity mindset and getting stuck. And we've got the people on this side going, how do we use this? This is amazing. How are you going to up level? This is for us. And she takes all of those people and she's doing on the 25th of this month, she's gifting a free masterclass. Now it's 5 days and she shares everything. She literally gives away her whole, it's called the rapid manifestation method. She literally gifts it. She's gifting it. And it is life-changing. She gives enough that you can go and start using it. You understand it, you use it, and you can start getting results in all areas of your life. It's really something that I recommend anybody who's into personal development. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited because, that's amazing. That's an amazing gift. In 5 days with Sarah, that is, and there's lots, there's so much out there. And I think whoever's watching this is meant to be here. And I think if anyone takes away anything out of this whole conversation, it's like, life happens for you and not to you. And it's about listening and paying attention and understanding and embracing the struggles for what they are, because there's always light at the end of every struggle. So if you want to put the link to that masterclass,
I will
below.
I will.
And then I can also include it when I share this video elsewhere. That would be awesome.
I would love to do that. I would want to get
it's been so incredible having you. And I'm, Susan and I, we crossed paths after I started to bring back this series. And I was like, I was hearing a lot about guilt, and I said, and does anyone know can speak to this? And look where we are now. We're just talking about unleashing your inner abundance. Like
we pulled the big guns out.
We really did. And I appreciate everyone who's stuck with us, because I know, usually I'm here for like 30 minutes, but I didn't care. Like, it just had to go over. If Susan's going to give her wisdom, I was so ready it was just unbelievable. I thank you so much for your time. And
thank you for having me. And again, this is a great example of how I just followed and flowed with clarity, crystal clarity in my path. And you resonated and we followed and we went. And what will come out of this? For how many people, ripple effect? I don't know. This is amazing. I'm excited.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And, I'll be here next week. But if you want to get a hold of Susan, she's going to, again, leave that link to the masterclass with Sarah Longoria, which I think is going to be amazing.
It's phenomenal.
And, she's tagged on this video. So if you want to reach out to her for anything, feel free. I think she's even in the group. But yeah, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you and having you here with us.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Sending everyone lots of love.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Yes.
Be healthy. And we'll talk soon. Bye.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye.
See you later.